Sean Porter Promotions.
We didn't get to nothing, but we had a good time. It was a black man barbecue.
You said last episode.
Yeah, we didn't get to nothing, but hey, we had a good time.
I would have, C and I would have ruined that.
You said we didn't get to nothing?
We didn't get to nothing.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of got the stuff.
Yeah, did we?
Enough for clips to be chopped up.
Yo, if y'all missed last week's episode, go back and watch it, man. It was funny. It was fun. It was good. It was a different pace.
Yeah.
I felt like we needed that. I needed a different pace myself.
No, it was a good time.
Like I carry every damn episode.
Yeah, we had a good time, but it was a black barbecue.
That was one for the books.
We talked about everything. Talked about Floyd street fight.
Yeah,
that went crazy.
Yeah,
everybody saw that. That went viral.
I said all I say. Everybody got a story about Floyd fight.
You see the comments too?
Everybody got a story about Floyd fight.
I'm like, who are you?
Yeah. That's so funny. Welcome to the PorterWay Podcast. Sean's the tail, Ant with 2 T's. Showtime, Sean P. Happy to have you guys today. We're going to get to a little bit. We got 2 guests coming on. First, we got Brandon OTX. And Britton with OTX. Going to have those guys come on, talk about OTX, get you guys more familiar with their promotional company and some of the great things they've been able to pull off in the last year now. And then a little bit later, we're going to have Lamont Roach on as well, talk about his upcoming fight with Tank Davis, March 1st.
Where have you been?
Shoot.
Okay, cool. That's all you ain't got. Hey, what I told you a long time ago.
You ain't got to explain that.
Hey, I get a lot of men in trouble because my brother said it gets him in trouble in the house, but he uses it. You got to explain something to me, bro.
Yeah. So, but all that being said,
help me with OTX real quick.
Yeah, what?
So help me, give me a quick crash course on the OTX.
Well, they'll give you the crash course, but so wait a minute, you haven't seen. You ain't seen them.
No,
so they had a tournament. Last fight was Brandon Adams. Remember Brandon?
Brandon the Cannon, who knocked out Boachuk.
Yep, he fought a tournament. I think he
lost a close fight.
8 people in the tournament?
Yeah, I think they started with 8.
8-man tournament.
I think they started.
And Brandon lost a close fight.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he lost a close one. To
it's a
Cats
one,
to Cats. What's Cat's first name? I can't think of Cat's first name. Andres Cats.
Okay.
From down in Houston. Beyond that, they came up with the overtime concept of when a fight ends in a draw. That last round, as that last round is ending, they're already tallying up the scores to find out whether or not it is a tie. If it is, we go on another round.
How you like it?
It's pretty cool.
Everything's been happening on the zone. They have a venue down in Atlanta, and we want to welcome Britton and Brandon in. They'll fill you in on everything else, big dog.
There you go.
Yeah. And Elijah Pierce has been he's really exploded on their platform too.
Okay.
So, welcome to the PorterWay Podcast, Britton and Brandon with OTX. There they go. Well, there he go.
What's going on, guys?
Just 1? 2?
No.
Oh, there they go.
There they go.
Listen, fellas,
there they go.
I want to jump right into it. That on the screen right there is Brandon. The other fella is Britton. You guys have been on here before, so hopefully people are a little familiar with you more than anything. I want them to get more familiar with OTX. First and foremost, I want to say congratulations on being able to pull off what you guys have been able to put. Has it been a year now?
It's been about a year.
It's been a little more than a year, right?
A little more than a year. Our first show was last August, so been promoting for just a little bit over a year now.
Listen, before you guys did your first show, I was with you guys a week before you did your first show, and you guys hadn't really filled in every detail and concept that you guys were trying to bring to the boxing game. And it seems like when August came, that week came, y'all were ready, and y'all have just been, really on the run ever since. And in my personal opinion, been able to pull off some really great things. You've even signed some fighters now. Tell us a little bit about what OTX has been able to do in just a little more than a year.
Yeah, I'll kick it off and then I'll hand it to Britton. Sean, first of all, thank you for having us and thanks for all the support from you and the team, man. It's been amazing to build with you through this process. But it's been a fun ride for us with OTX, man. We really took our superpower, which was social media, our superpower as a company, and applied it to boxing. And that was the original insight, was that there was so much young talent out there that wasn't getting their story told. right? You didn't have the opportunity to be on a 24/7 until you got to that top level. And we wanted to showcase the journey, right? So that was our original insight. And that just took off like wildfire. So our social media has grown tremendously. We're the largest boxing account on TikTok. We've been the fastest growing social account in all of sports media this year.
Wow.
And we're doing billions and billions of views on social media around fighters who may have not been known before, which I think is a special thing. And then, of course, we approach the sport as fans of the sport and participants of the sport, but with an eye for innovation. So we wanted to really curate action, have competitive matchmaking. We created the smaller ring. We added the KO bonuses, the money round, and then the overtime round, which has been just kind of like a viral sensation, a viral hit, where obviously there's no draws in OTX. So it's been really cool to implement a lot of that stuff and see it take hold. And Britton has done a phenomenal job of identifying talent, signing talent, and moving them. So I'll let him talk more about that.
Yeah, man. In addition to everything Brandon just said, we're proud of our accomplishments, over the past, let's call it 16 months. In addition to everything that Brandon said, man, we've also maneuvered 2 of our fighters. I heard you talking about Elijah Pierce when we came onto the broadcast. We've been able to position 2 of our fighters into title contention. That's something that we're really proud of because these fighters deserve these opportunities. You guys and, Sean, you complimented me. You've been very complimentary the entire time, but you complimented me on the show. You saw O'Shea Jones, our first world champion, and we're really proud to say that, she's a women's champion as well. We are champions of women's boxing, and we're just trying to bring something fresh to the sport. We participate in the sport. We're fans of the sport, and we're not trying to be distracting in any way, but we're trying to be additive, and we want to implement some new flavor to the game.
I love the flavor that you guys have brought. Billions and billions of views on the social media platform. A lot of people are still unaware that you're on the DAZN network platform, whatever. Is that the plan moving forward? Have you guys renewed that contract with DAZN? When you guys start back with OTX?
We're still working on all of our plans for 2025. So we're just getting in the lab internally, talking through some planning with our executive team and our team members. And then we're going to come back. We probably have to get back on this maybe top of the year and just go through everything because we got a lot cooking right now.
I like it. How many fighters do you guys have signed to you now?
We currently have 10 fighters on the roster. We had 9 going into the year. And then as you saw, Andreas Katsarakis won our OTX tournament. The winner of the tournament is the prize possession is a contract with OTX.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
I didn't catch that part.
We don't just pay him, pay him well and put him on the platform. We also have plans on moving him into title contention as well. He deserves it.
Go ahead.
What I love about OTX is like I'm thinking of fights that ended in a draw, and I'm like, damn, we could have get one more round. Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, perfect example.
Oh, boy.
Imagine if that's on OTX.
Oh, boy.
Somebody might get stopped in the 11th, but that's why like it's a different energy that you guys came up with. I don't know what brains got in the room at the same time and put this together. Who brought this together? OTX. Because I love it.
I mean, you're looking at them right now.
Okay.
I mean, we have a large team behind us that all contributes in every different department, from social media to production to sales, so everyone really contributes to it. But, I think one of the differences is that, Britton and I, we box ourselves, right? And through this whole process of starting OTX, I had just picked up boxing myself in the amateurs and did the Golden Gloves for 2 years in a row. And I was just thinking through from my perspective too, like, what are all the things I want to see, right? Or what are the things that when I've had a fun fight, why was it fun? Okay, because the venue was smaller and people were closer to the ring and you can hear all the noise. Like, so just trying to take those little nuggets and implement them into the game and make them more prevalent, the stuff that we love as fans. And everybody knows it's not just boxing, it's any sport. Like, nobody likes draws. The fans always boo when there's a draw. These fighters have been in camp for 3-6 months training, and you get to that final bell and it's just deflating for everyone. So we just figured we could take that away because in basketball, football, usually they don't end in draws either. So that was kind of the insight. I think it was pretty simple. it just took someone to go try to implement it. And then we were able to get the WBC behind it. We were able to get the Georgia State Athletic Commission, then the Texas Commission behind it. So it's just something we're going to keep bringing forward and try to eventually have a world title fight that has an overtime round.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Like, first of all, salute to you, gentlemen, for taking the risks you're taking in this business venture, in this sport here at this time in the United States, where everyone's looking for someone with a big checkbook to bust it out and alleviate the risk that you guys are taking. And I know you guys touched on the innovations that you've made to make your risk, happen, to make this all work out for OTX. But what is it that gave you guys in this climate where, again, it's whether it's Turkey Al-Sheikh or whomever, a lot of American promoters and talent relying on someone with a deep pocketbook and not taking that risk as a business. Hey, we're going to turn a profit based off our own model. What gave you guys the confidence to go for it in today's boxing market in America?
That's a great question. I mean, and Britton, feel free to add on. I just feel like we run our own race. Like, that's kind of always been our motto, right? Like, when there's big headlines that come out and there's shifts that happen in the industry, we just try to focus on creating the best product we can create. And we have this new thing that I want to mention that we're doing. It's called the Proving Ground. And it's a perfect example of this because we just try to think about what products should exist in the market, how do we execute it in a different way, and do things that other people wouldn't do. So the Proving Ground is us authentically going from gym to gym to basically scout talent, get a workout in, sometimes spar with the fighters. And as we were on the road, this thing just started to take off. So we started getting gym fulls of fighters trying to basically show out in front of us. And eventually, one of those fighters got on a card because a fight fell out. We needed a last-minute replacement. We had probably about 3 weeks into our show. And the fighter, Morgan Griggy, Mo Million, stepped up to the plate, ended up getting a first-round knockout in that fight. And that was the beginning of the Proving Ground. We were like, this is something. So now what we're doing is we're putting the call out. We're going from gyms to gyms all across the country. We're creating a YouTube series out of it, and we're going to do it monthly, where now it's essentially like, think about an American Idol of boxing, right? Like, you can find the next star in the gym, bring them through the process, and eventually to get on a card and eventually to sign to OTX. So that's just an example of just doing things that are completely different. Like, that has nothing to do with what's going on overseas. That has nothing to do with, a media rights player necessarily. It's just us building something that we think is unique, that can be brandable, that could be sponsorable, and just creating our own way.
Yeah, and I wanted to speak to that as well, because I think that to Brandon's point, this is us running our race, and this is something that we thought was cool. It was very organic to us. Whatever city we go to, me and Brandon are gonna go to a gym. We're gonna hit up a fighter in their DM. We're gonna say, what's the most popping gym in the city? Like, where can we go and get some rounds in? Or where can we go just to hit the bag? Or who can hit hold some mitts for us? And these are the places that we would naturally end up going anyway. And it just turned into something that was very organic. And that is also just shades of us doing our own thing, telling these fighters' stories, elevating them in a way that you wouldn't think of as traditional promotion. But we would like to think that Morgan Griggy, Mo Millions, who had an opportunity to fight on our card, if he didn't have that opportunity, his career would be in a completely different place. You know what I mean? And he said that. So we're promoting, we're doing it our way, and I think that that's not only what makes it fun, but that's what gives us the belief that we can put our fingerprint on the boxing promotion game.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Hey, I'm gonna ask both of you guys. Can you name one fighter that people need to pay attention to that's coming through at OTX right now? For each of you guys.
I can't name one. There's too many.
Making us pick our favorite children.
Yeah, man. You can name. You can drop some names.
Because like you said, you guys got 10, but of those 10, who in your personal opinions has the most promise, or you think can really excel more than the others?
No comment.
Oh, that's crazy.
I'll answer. So, look, the reality is, like, because we only have 10 fighters, we believe in all 10 of them, right?
Gotcha.
Like, we wouldn't sign anyone we don't believe in. And I think when we got on, you were talking about Elijah and the way he's moved. So we've seen a lot of fighters who have either been kind of like in the midpoint of their career that we've then jumped in and helped move them aggressively. We've seen fighters from, the beginning, like a Dante Lane, who we signed out of the amateurs. So I think, a kid like David Lopez, who I really see as someone who has all the tools that you would want, again, as a fan of boxing, right? First and foremost, when you look at speed, you look at power, you look at a southpaw, you look at someone who has a frame, who's long, and who has that star quality. I think that's David Lopez. So he's one guy I would just call out amongst, again, a roster who we believe in all 10. And obviously O'Shea Jones, our first world titleist, you got to mention her. She's just had an incredible run, super exciting in the ring, great personality. I think she has all the qualities to be a star.
Now you remember we said we spar the fighters too, right? You remember we said that? Now, see, that's why I'm not gonna say a name. I'm not gonna have none of these fighters texting me. Like, see me in the gym.
Let's end on this note. You guys pulled off what in my personal opinion, an excellent tournament. Junior middleweight division, 154 pounds. Andreas Katz came out on top. Kind of take us through that whole process of even putting it together. And, I know personally, especially in the pros, it's a long road to get through a tournament. So, kind of just take us through the whole maturation process of making the tournament and ultimately how it ended up unfolding.
Well, we're students of the game. That's first and foremost. And I think that's something that you appreciate about us, Sean, is we do our diligence, we do our homework before we, make any announcements or do anything. Brandon having the opportunity to participate in the Golden Gloves in New York, he knew that tournaments were fun. And I know that tournaments are fun because one of my previous clients, Brandon Adams, had been in so many tournaments. And what we know about a tournament is that at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many people are in that tournament. The last man standing is the baddest man, in that division, in that bracket, in that tournament. And we wanted to bring that energy back to the sport of boxing. We felt like it was something that, had gone a little stale, and we wanted to retell that story in an OTX way. So Andreas Katsarakis, who fought with us last August, he fought in our last event in the co-main event. We were kind of identifying some weight classes that we felt like would tell a great story. And 154 just seemed like it was prime for that kind of opportunity. And so we put together a list of guys that we felt like were top 30 and up in that division. Guys that, in 2 to 3 fights, if they were picking the right fights, were going to get where we ultimately got them, was to be the mandatory for the WBC silver title. And shout out to the WBC for supporting this idea, or an intercontinental title or something like that, like some type of top 10 ranking if they fought the right guys. And so we went out and we found all the right guys to be able to tell that story. And, the last 2 guys when the dust settled were Andreas Katsarakis and Brandon Adams. And the fight was a classic. It was the genuine classic. And we've had Hall of Famers in the boxing game reach out to us and say that was, let's use boxing terms, pound for pound, one of the most exciting fights that they've ever seen. Kind of stacking up with Hagler Hearns, and I'm not making this up. This is the text that we got immediately after the fight. So we're really proud of what we were able to create. A fight with a classic. And if you ask me, both men's stock rose from participating in a fight like that.
I agree 100%. Congratulations on that. I know you guys said you're working on all of the plans for next year. But I do have a question about next year, and we'll end on this because I know y'all better goddamn well have an answer for me. How many tournaments y'all doing next year?
How many?
Yeah, how many? How many tournaments are you doing next year?
Many.
Don't play. That's what I'm talking about right there. The sport needs that, man. The sport needs OTX, man. Congratulations, fellas.
Thank you, Sean. Like Brandon said, man, we got to make some time to come hang out with you in Vegas, and we definitely got to do this top of the year where we could tell you a little bit more about our plans.
Yes, sir. When you guys solidify everything, we'll bring you guys back on, and hopefully we can get audiences out there to the Atlanta venue, and wherever you guys end up, man. You guys have been doing an awesome job. 16 months. Congratulations, man. We'll catch up with you guys later.
Thank you, brother. I want to borrow that jacket. Let me know when I can
Appreciate
go
you.
pick it
Thanks
up.
for having us.
All right.
Couple more wears and you got it.
Y'all stay blessed.
Later, fellas.
Peace.
Man, I as you can, I'm excited about OTX. I just think that, you know, it's fresh, it's new. It's what the sport has been needing for a long time, you know. So it's a gift and the curse, I think, that they're small. The small part about it is they can get the kind of fighters and fights that they need. The curse part is it's just gonna take some time for them to get more awareness and more viewership on the DAZN network and things of that nature. But man, as you guys can hear, they well on their way. So
Yeah, young guys with new ideas and passion that are betting on themselves. They're not looking for, you know, a huge investor to take all the risk for them. It sounds like they're taking the risk on themselves. And
Yeah.
it's grassroots. It's organic, like they said. So best of luck to them. That's what boxing needs in America. So
Yeah, they bringing something that boxing don't have, some energy. to the
yeah,
sport.
yeah. That's what
I
need.
love.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it needs. Like
Literally.
we're all young in the sport, and then we got the older people,
Running
you know,
the
trying to
sport.
move us, and it's like,
Yeah.
you know, we got to walk.
Granddaddy, that shit don't work no more.
Yeah, Tank fighting March 1st, and that's the only fight he gonna have next year. How much you want to bet?
I'll say he fights twice.
He fights twice.
He gotta fight twice. He fought once this year.
If
You're
he
saying
fight
that's
March,
the new standard.
if he fights in March, when's he gonna fight again?
In September.
November.
August.
We got Lamont Roach coming on soon, so y'all better put some respect on his name.
course.
Well, we good. It just ain't got nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
Win, lose, or draw. He needs to fight.
He's still, yeah,
He
you
needs
right.
to fight. Lamont
But
Roach
people do
need to
that.
fight 2 or 3 times next year too. Why we talking about you, Lamont? He only fought once this year, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We lighting everybody up. Sean, when
No,
you
he
fighting?
fought. He got twice. He fought twice this year.
He won that belt. I think it may have been only once against
Is that just
Fear
once?
Girl McCrory.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. Think so.
Dang.
Might be.
Was
I
it?
don't know. It might have been twice. Let me
Yeah,
guess here.
I know Anna get it.
Once, yeah.
Once.
Because he won the belt on the Benavides card last November.
Oh man, I'm pissed everybody making me.
So,
Barclays, March 1st.
yep.
Going back to the Barclays, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
It's actually been a long minute.
Somebody
for
said-
PBC. Huh?
Since Ryan and Devin.
No, for PBC.
Oh, yeah.
It was yes, Deontay Wilder and Hellenius.
Damn, what was
That's right.
that?
That was the
Right.
last, yeah.
October 2022.
Yeah, it's
Damn,
2022.
damn. He was there?
Yeah.
If he was
That's
there.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well, this was their flagship
back.
spot on the East Coast.
This is a good move too, right?
Yeah, they
For
gotta
them in Brooklyn?
they gotta
Yeah, it
hold
makes
it back
sense.
down over there. They kind of let it not decline, but they weren't there as often.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's good to see PBC back there.
And it makes sense for both fighters, right? Both from the DC area, DMV or
Yeah.
DMV.
Close enough.
Boom, bring them up. We already got people gonna show out for Tank.
They haven't announced the undercard though, right?
No, Figueroa. No. I'm thinking of the Benavides
that
Morel
it?
card. That's
Yeah.
Benavides Morel. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I haven't heard too much about the undercard.
They better light the undercard up a little bit. Yo.
You said lighten it up?
No, light it up.
Oh, light it up. Oh, you got to.
Yeah, because it's
Got to.
Yes. Shout out to Lamont. It's a tall task. I got some questions for him. I want to know what he gonna do that Mario Barrios didn't do, Frank Martin, and
Yeah.
so on. I
Yeah.
want to. He got to give me something.
He'll say I'm not weight trained like Barrios, and I'm experienced unlike Frank Martin.
Ooh.
There you go.
You got the answers.
What about
huh?
Ryan
Yeah.
Garcia?
Huh? I'm strong. I'm not weight drained like him either, and I got experience at the championship level. I'm speaking as Lamont Roach right now.
Okay.
I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to navigate.
I almost said do a
No, not doing it.
do an accent, but don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I don't have a Lamont Roach.
They've sparred.
impersonation.
They've sparred.
And fought.
Yeah, I got some.
And fought in the amateurs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got there's a knowledgeable crew here. We got a lot of stuff. We know more about Lamont than he knows. Is his dad coming on?
Let me find out.
All right, whatever. Let's talk about Boots pulling out versus Ortiz. How y'all feel about that? I mean, Boots. It seemed like Boots saying if it didn't come from Boots, it's not actually true. But do you think he knew something about the negotiations? If Sean Zartel knew something about the negotiations?
Yes.
Okay.
At the very least, he has Twitter like we do, or X, you know, and could have seen the updates going on with his name in headlines. Yeah. I just think.
How does this fight get away from them?
Because they didn't want to take it?
This is
Why? This is one of those fights that It could
We
be
know
so,
he want to take it.
Jaron,
Yeah.
you would think
Does
so.
he?
And we know Boots want to take, or Boots' dad want to take it.
You would think so.
Absolutely.
So then
I
what?
100%
Eddie
know
Hearn's
that.
a liar?
So Eddie,
What,
'Cause he been lying.
what has been the reports?
I know, right? Because it's like,
Come on, tell me something. I don't know, so you got to tell me.
The report that was out there, I think it might have been Boxing Scene, was Hearn came back and countered with 147, which of course is a fight killer because last time Virgil Ortiz tried to make 147, you ended up in a hospital, so you can't make that weight.
What we doing?
And well, Boots also said he didn't want to fight at 147 anymore.
I know.
So why does that even make sense for us even? You're basically finding an out.
What's happening? What is going on?
I know. I'm with you.
very confused.
I'm with you. This is Jaron Ennis we're talking about. We've been
This
high on
this is Eddie Hearn and
Oscar.
and Golden Boy, right?
Yes, the best of friends.
Matchroom and Golden Boy.
Yep.
The best of friends.
Yeah.
How does this not happen?
Well, maybe it's because I don't know, someone on Ennis's side feels like since Ortiz has had 3 fights at 154 that the dynamics of making this fight right now favor Ortiz over their guy.
But how you gonna say that when you're calling out Crawford every minute?
It's not a good look.
So right now,
it's not
Boots
a good
looks like
look.
the duck.
Yes.
It don't matter what your team, you're the face of your team.
Yes.
So you're the duck.
So if it
quacks.
if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, then damn it, it might be a damn duck. But
And the thing about it is, I tell they so young that they could fight and possibly fight again in the next 3-5 years.
True.
That's the thing about this sport. But
nobody
wants to do that. Nobody wants to take that challenge.
I think the problem for Ennis is, I think I said this earlier in the year, it's that we're going to blink and before you know it, he's 30 and still hasn't fought
anybody.
And that's not good. And it's hard to fathom that Ennis would do a duck when he's got so much talent in his bag.
That's not happening.
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't.
That's what everybody's saying.
Right.
So the first thing we look
Everybody
at
said is
the money.
Yeah.
The negotiation,
a reported career high payday.
Yeah, I don't understand the negotiation aspect from talking about about the weight class.
Yeah.
To me, you know where Virgil Ortiz is at, and you know what's been happening. Fights have been canceled because of him trying to get to 147. I'm really scratching my head about this because a lot of this don't make sense.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe there's something that has, Ennis said, Boots said recently that he'll release a statement soon and that basically he's saying, sounds like there's a lot of BS being said about him and if it doesn't come from his mouth, don't believe it. Right. I'll add on to speculative BS for Jaron Ennis then while we're at it. Since we're doing this right now. It hasn't been a great year for him. And this is someone who hounded Terrence Crawford when Ant was walking him out of the Mandalay Bay 12 months ago. Remember, I was like, why won't you fight Jaron Ennis? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I've been such a huge believer in Ennis's talent and still am. Wow. But I also heard from people close to the situation back in March that he turned down a potential Tim Tszyu fight that wound up being Thurman and then Fundora. That he could have been the first on the Amazon Prime fights against Tszyu at 54. This is what I heard from people close to it. And then he winds up signing with Hearn, and now he has another big fight at 54 potentially come across the table, and it's not happening. It's just not a good look. If this is, and it's a big if, but if that is in fact a fact that Ennis has turned down a career high payday for Ortiz, then it's been a rough year. It's been a rough year where he's stayed undefeated, but hasn't delivered quite to the huge expectations some of us have for him. And then now he may have turned down 2 big fights at 154. Tim Tszyu in March and now Virgil Ortiz for next year. So it's not good, but hey, it is what it is.
Was the main focus is getting a title?
Well, he has one.
No, I'm saying that Tim Tszyu, how long has he had the title?
That would have been for the WBO.
He signed with Matchroom after that fight, though, right?
It was right around that time. It was, early 2020. Actually, it was right around April that he signed with Matchroom. Yeah, you're right. Right around the time. That all happened. Yeah.
So the point of that is, if he's in a position where he can get out of a contract or out of an agreement that he doesn't want to be in, accepting that fight pushes him further into that.
You always said
so.
That,
yeah.
If you keep fighting,
right? So it makes sense for them to, not necessarily that I don't think I can beat Tim. I'm not ready for Tim. More so, I have to handle this business first. now the question becomes: is the business getting in your way again?
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys, man. Very sentiments of Boo Boo Andre.
Yeah.
All day and all
Man,
night.
Yeah.
please.
But we
It ain't. I don't see it being going the same in terms of.
But damn.
I think
Yeah.
because
It's not
of his
looking good.
exciting style and punching power, we thought this isn't going to wind up like Boo Boo Andre.
Yeah.
Who, like this
That's
guy.
why I feel it won't.
It's
Yeah.
too flashy and exciting
Yeah.
to be sidestepped or.
Yeah.
But then again, Andre turned down a Janabek fight here. That you start turning down fights after wanting everybody else,
Right.
and that's a quick way
Right.
to kill your momentum.
Right.
And they both kind of was in a division that's dead at the time they were there.
Right.
So
Shout out to Sean Porter.
Xander Zayas, did he put out a video?
Yeah, what was that called?
A tweet.
He already put out a tweet. I wanted the video.
He said they gave me 1 hour to accept, and I accepted in 1 minute.
Yeah.
Okay, but this is boxing now.
Oh lordy.
So is it actually happening or not?
I'm so confused, Zatel.
Yeah, I know.
Sean,
Oh, that's corny.
Yeah.
We're gonna give you an hour. Come on, that's corny.
you ever
What's
got a contract
happening?
like that?
No.
That's what impatient people with lots of money do.
What did?
Take it or leave it?
Yeah,
Take it or
they
leave
I
it.
want it now.
Yeah.
So what? So Ortiz not gonna fight Boots. Probably not gonna fight Xander. Who we gonna get at 154 versus Ortiz? Brandon, Charlo rematch. Charlo's coming back and fight him. I don't know. I don't even know. Like,
Rematch. They fought before.
no.
Yeah.
I was thinking Brian Castano.
Yeah.
Brian Castano Ortiz. I don't know. Like, what are we gonna get? Because that card was set up to be an amazing card. If it's too good to be true in boxing, it is. I'm starting to realize that.
Even
Sean,
Kid Austin and Shakur, like it's like,
Yeah.
really? Is it really gonna happen?
It's starting to fall apart.
Like this guy agreed to his side, this guy agreed to his side, and yet I'm still not convinced.
So this is a part of boxing I've literally never been a part of. I've never looked at negotiations. I've never looked at, who's talking about a fight. You guys just tell me when the fights are happening, and then
What,
we
you just
talk
signed the
about it.
contract?
Like
You just signed the contract?
for myself. You
Yeah.
talking about?
You know what's the problem with that in today's boxing? You would never be into or discuss or pay attention to boxing then. If it was, hey, just update me when the fight's signed, then
You mean as a fight? Me as a fighter?
yeah, like all
That's how I
left
was
to
as a
do-
fighter.
All that's left to do is to talk about fights that probably aren't going to happen.
Yeah, we were training, and it
Yeah.
was like whenever the call, the official call came in, we just went on ahead with it. I remember when the negotiations were happening with AB. I'd go to the gym, come home. My dad would come in the room, tell me what's going on. All right. I don't care. Like, just tell me when the fight's ready. You know what I mean? Wow.
So that might be Ennis. He's not even paying attention to any of this, and now he's just getting.
Listen, so
Yeah.
I'm texting his advisor right now. His advisor says there were no negotiations in place. So
Okay.
I'm trying to get his advisor to come onto the show. So
Well, you know you got somebody coming on right now.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not on yet though, right?
Yeah, we got him.
Oh, bring him on.
Hey,
Bring him on.
he's a professional.
When did he just come on?
It's 2:00.
It is.
It is
Okay.
2:01.
Yeah, right. That's
I
what I'm
bet.
like. What are you doing, Sean? Hey, one thing about Sean Porter, nothing's for sure.
It's not true.
What's for sure?
That Lamont
Everything.
Roach is on the show.
Everything.
What up, big boy? How we feeling?
Man, what's up, man? What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
What's up, Lamont?
man.
Doing good, man. It's been a long time. I missed you after your last fight, getting you on the podcast, but I felt like this was a really great time with the announcement of your fight with Tank Davis coming up in March 1st.
Oh yeah, no doubt, man.
We only got one fight from you this year. Going into a fight with Tank Davis, do you feel like there was any more that could happen, should have happened before then, or have you just been waiting on this fight to be solidified for you to, have another fight?
I mean, yeah, this was definitely the next fight. So it would have happened this year. Got postponed to March 1st, but who knows why it got postponed, but it definitely was supposed to be the next fight.
Hey, Lamont, if you don't really know boxing, and most of people, what we'll say, 85% of his fans is casuals.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You don't know this is a rematch.
They don't know.
This is your chance to get some get back.
Yeah, man.
A lot of people don't know you guys have a long history. Where'd that start at?
Definitely.
You and Tank.
We had two amateur fights. And oddly, and this doesn't happen probably ever. We fought twice in the same tournament. So
that's different.
Yeah, and we fought in the Junior Olympics in the regionals, and we fought in the nationals.
Okay.
You fought in the regionals and then fought again in the nationals?
Yeah. So we fought in the regionals in Baltimore in his hometown. It was a close fight. Obviously, I thought I won. We sent there was like an incident where a point got taken from both of us, and it only should have been him, or whatever the case may be. And we sent the tape to USA Boxing, and USA Boxing sent us an at-large bid to go to the nationals.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, and then they put us on two different sides of the bracket, and we met up in the championship.
And he took it again.
Yeah, he won a close fight, and I
close.
thought I won that one too. I won that one too, but it was a point system, so it's like, who can argue?
Hey, Lamont, you can't be leaving this one to the judges. That should be your. That should be.
That's my go-to every fight. I want to knock everybody out, but you know what I'm saying. I try not to leave it up to the judges. I try my best to be as decisive, as I can.
Let me ask you this, and then you can go. When it comes to a fight with Lamont Roach and Tank Davis, when it comes to Tank Davis, everybody always talks about the power. He has the X factor. That is across the board in the world. Everybody says that about Tank, but what don't they know about a fight between Tank Davis and Lamont Roach?
What 90% of the people don't know is that we have the same skill set, honestly. We got the same experience, and it's definitely, obviously the power is just, obviously the power is different, especially to the eye test. But what they don't know is the defense over here is up to par. They don't know I'm not scared. They don't know that I'm going to go in there and be in control.
This DMV versus DMV, you know what I mean? I feel,
yeah.
Tell us a little bit about being a DMV fighter, what that means, you know what I mean?
I mean, well, you can attest, it's been a hotbed for a long time. It's been a hotbed of boxing for a long time, even if it's not well known to the general public of the boxing world. Everybody know that DC, Maryland, and mainly DC and Maryland, but DC, Maryland, and Virginia got some of the best fighters in the country. And when it comes to world champions, as bred world champions in the world too.
Lamont, you talking about having no fear of Gervonta. How much does that play a role in this fight, in the fact that you've went head up with him before back in the amateurs, and so how much does that kind of help the confidence heading into a fight with him? And and to those points too, a lot of guys aren't exchanging with Gervonta in the pocket, trust their defense to try to punch in between his punches. And do you feel like you're going to challenge him in that area in a way we haven't seen a lot of fighters challenge him?
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think they know that too. So and that's the thing. That's really going to bring his A game. A lot of people really don't think he can just without the power flat out fight. He can fight. So he's really skillful. And a lot of people don't think that because all they see is the knockout. They see the knockout ratio, whatever the case may be. So when he step his game up, because he ain't gonna have no choice, my game gonna step up as well. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be there. So it's just I'm gonna keep saying it. I think it's gonna be fight of the year contender. And y'all gonna see.
Hey, he fought some good fighters. Martin, Garcia, Barrios.
Yeah.
All ended in KOs, and all can do different things. He got the Barrios bigger guy. Ryan got the power. Frank can box. What can Lamont do that those guys couldn't to withstand and beat a Tank Davis?
Like I said, I'm the total package. Like you said, they're good at their one thing. Ryan might have two things, might be speed and power, but Ryan was also weight drained. Barrios was weight drained. Frank Martin was inexperienced. So, like, I'm not neither of those. I won't be neither of those. Coming into the ring, I'll be the bigger man. That's not nothing new for him. He's not the biggest guy. So, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, I can use all that to my advantage. Like I said, I definitely have the experience. I definitely have the ring savvy. I definitely have the killer instinct for sure. It's just all gonna come into play in that moment, in that night.
Lamont, it's a pay-per-view fight, obviously, right? So pay-per-views have to be sold. March 1st, will you let your nuts hang? To put it in simple terms for those casual fans out there, 85% of them liking Gervonta Davis. Will you, Lamont?
That's regardless of who I'm fighting. That's anyway that's going to happen. I'm gonna let them hang. I'm gonna drag them for sure. For sure.
I'm gonna tell you this, big man. It's not gonna be a lot of people that's believing in you. It's gonna be a lot of people that's not respecting you, and they're gonna keep trying to get you to talk them into believing in you. Don't wear yourself out trying to make believers of people that ain't gonna believe in you against a Tank Davis. Save all that for fight night. Your fight with Figueroa McCory, that seemed to be for me the best version of you to date. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think so. I definitely think so, especially with how the way he was presenting himself. He was just right there. So of course I'm gonna have a field day.
And then the next question from that is, how do you build from there in preparation for a Tank Davis?
Just to build on the high horse that I'm on, man. I think I'm the best. Like I said, I already think I'm the best at 130. I think I'm a game changer at 135 as well. So people that have been in the ring with me, they know. And the people who actually seen it live and in person, they know too. Gervonta and his team know as well. So it's just like, all I got to do is go up. All I got to do is show up and do my job. I think that's what I have to do. I have to work hard, like I always do. Stay disciplined, stay focused. Like you said, not worry about the naysayers, which I'm not, and just do my thing.
Lamont, what do you say though, to Sean's point about blocking these people out, but that it's not so much a criticism of you as a world champion coming up from 130, but the fans that are critical of Tank, where it's, we wanted to see Shakur or move up to 140 and fight T.O. or something. What do you make about their criticisms about the fight in that way?
I don't. Sometimes I don't understand it. Honestly, I don't, but I get it. It's dealing with, like you said, dealing with a superstar. You got people that's going to love you. You got people that's going to hate you. He got a plethora of both. So there's not too many people defending the fact that this is a good fight, which is the God honest truth. but the ones that are trash in the fight are the ones who, like you said, the main ones that are trash in the fight are the ones who want to see him fight. The Shakurs, the T.O.s, the Devins of the world. So, for real, I don't got nothing to say to them except tune in. Hopefully you about to fight. Hopefully you about to fight and watch.
Well, it sounds like you think this fight isn't really going to be about exposing Tank, as he's not that guy, but that Lamont Roach is that guy.
Oh yeah, that's always going to be. That's always going to be. Well, yeah, that's always the case. Sometimes it is like, this is not the case here, but in certain fighters and all that stuff, I will be vocal and be like, all right, they aren't that. So right now it's just, like you said, proving myself to the world, putting myself out there, and just doing my thing.
Hey Lamont, can you gain anything from watching a Frank Martin, Ryan Garcia fight? Or you just, they can't do what you can do, so you just gotta do you? You gain anything from that watching tape?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Not the Frank fight. Not the Frank fight, but the Ryan fight just a tiny bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
like
but,
the overall experience that you guys have with one another, you've seen them in training, you've actually, fought against them and things like that. You feel like that's like taking a look at that is enough to get ready for him?
Yeah, and analyze just how, like you said, in training, and then how he performs and how people perform against him as well too. They're all coming to play as well. So I think you take bits and pieces of everything, and then you definitely just expect the best version of him, that night.
Yes, sir.
I tell you what, Lamont, you're talking to your people down in DMV, my boys. Take that guy, but they be like, man, but Lamont. I'm like, oh, okay, I never seen y'all actually say that in the take fight. So, yeah, I think everybody rock with both of y'all no matter what. At the end of the day, they know what it is.
Yeah, man.
Hey, man, I tell people all the time, I don't need my parents to believe in me. I just need me.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I got one person I know that's always gonna be with me regardless. And that's the man above.
Yeah.
And I know that for sure. I'm carrying that spirit with me in the ring.
Yeah.
But luckily I do have a great support system behind me. People that believe in me. And those are people that matter, and those are people that are gonna be right there at the Barclays Center, front and center, when I get this dub.
Very good. Well, hey man, stay healthy, stay blessed, and we'll catch you in a couple months.
Yeah, for sure. Unless y'all want to come to training camp and get a sneak peek of me whooping some ass.
I might slide down. I might slide down.
Let me roll with you, Sean.
Hey, nobody get no tickets. Niggas, stop calling for tickets. All y'all, Shamika and Michael and all that, stop calling for tickets. Nigga, I'm trying to fight.
Yeah,
hey,
man.
Thanks for joining the podcast, man. God bless.
All right, no doubt, man. Take care.
Yes,
you,
sir.
Lamont.
Stay blessed, man.
I might actually have to slide down there and check him out.
I might have to roll with you.
You
There.
might have to roll.
If y'all gotta go, then I gotta go with y'all.
Yeah.
He said, I gotta go.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah. So,
Well, you said keep us safe.
I'm trying to keep myself. I'm trying to get out. I'm trying to. Can y'all call the house and get me out of the house?
I
Y'all remember
got
that? You never did that when you had to call your friends, talk to your friend mom to get your friends to stay the night. You never did that.
Oh yeah.
No, tell her to ask mom.
Yeah, that's what I need y'all to do.
That's funny. Hey, that's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
I think he will let his hands go in the pocket in a way other guys won't. It makes sense frame wise too. Tank can get underneath most of these guys, and Lamont is similar stature. So should be a good fight as long as it lasts.
There's some of those little small nuances that I see from Tank that a lot of people aren't privy to, that he is just from seeing it and seeing them prepare, seeing them work and things of that nature. So Tank is gonna have to go to his game C and plan C and plan D, simply because A and B is already on the table. We already know A and B, you know what I mean? So he gonna have to go to C and D and mix it up, and that fight gonna be a pretty good fight.
A lot of people get in the ring, Sean. You say what? They're shell shocked when they get up there and see, like, damn, this is different.
Sometimes.
Okay.
I never was like that, but I was.
Come on with Tank.
Yeah. No. I'm saying, like I saw it a lot with Floyd, and that was what I said about a fight with me and Floyd. Like I never was like that. Never was one to be shocked and things of that nature. Could that come from him? Very possible. Very possible.
From the platform, for being in that level of lights and pay-per-view level, it might not even so much be Tank. It's the stage he's on might mess with him a little bit. Adjusting to.
You walk out there and you can't even hear your thoughts. That's crazy.
That happened to you playing football before?
No, I love being booed. I'm a psychopath, low key. I live off that, but I'm just saying, I've never been in an arena where everybody's either booing me or cheering me.
It's intimidating. It is. It's intimidating.
It's a big jump up for Lamont in that respect.
Yeah.
It's all about your mental too, Sean, because I live for being booed. I love being hated. I don't care if nobody hates me. I don't care if my parents hate me. I don't care. I'm still going to come out on top. It's a mental thing. You got it or you don't.
Yeah.
Oh no, it just reminded me of a rapper I like that sounded like R.A. the Rugged Man. He loves boxing, by the way.
What Carson when you need him?
You know what R.A. said? He was like, even if Jesus and God come down and go, R.A., you suck. He's like, you're wrong. I'm one of the best. So that reminded me of what Ant
Oh, that
was
was a
saying.
bar.
But
Shout out to
anyway,
Carson.
Couple fights
kind of
before.
blasphemous, but yeah.
Couple things before we get out of here, and hopefully we can get something on Boots before we get out of here too, because that's just really confusing to me. And then again, to get a text
You
that
still lost on that whole situation.
yeah, I'm bothered.
Because something doesn't add up, you say.
Something don't add up.
Yeah.
How mad are we gonna be? Or are we kind of accepted?
The part. Oh, I tell you what does add up. What does add up is the fact that I've been told that there hasn't been any negotiations. That adds up.
Mm-hmm.
You get a lot of he say, she say,
Right.
and it was never even really formulated. You know what I mean? So
Eddie be
that makes sense.
lying. Eddie be lying. Stop lying, Eddie. Damn, you be lying.
He be trying to get people excited.
Is that what he
He
doing?
be trying to get people
Man,
excited.
you playing people emotions. So next,
That's a really good fight.
when they get in the ring, they won't be versus each other next.
Jaron and Virgil.
Yeah,
I guess not.
we just accepting it.
It was never a thing.
Hey.
Maybe that's it.
My dad never coming to pick me up.
Hey,
Nope.
so what about Kid Austin and Shakur Stevenson though?
But y'all bring
Maybe
that
that
energy
is a
over
thing.
here.
Maybe that is a thing.
I feel like it's a thing.
Yeah.
I think I just saw that did Oscar call Kid Austin a contender or a prospect, a prospect?
Prospect, yeah.
But he's like past
yeah,
prospect.
yeah.
He's like number 2 with the WBA.
Yeah, he's like the WBA. He got a belt.
2.
Yes, right there. How you got one of those and you a prospect?
I was crazy. If my promoter called me a prospect when I'm top 3 in the rankings, bro, what you doing, bro?
And then it looked like Shakur, like that looks like a real picture. Like Shakur looking at him like your promoter called you a prospect. Like that's crazy to me.
Yeah. I think here it is an interesting fight.
I think it's premature.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
for
won't-
Kid Austin?
Yeah.
They won't like
Yes.
it, but I think it's premature.
No, but you got to admire the fact that he's
Willing to do it.
willing to do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if like what's going on with Ennis, if any of this shit is true about him turning down a fight with Ortiz, well, you got one guy in his late 20s, 30 plus fights, physical prime, more ready than he's ever going to be at this point, and him turning it down, and then Kid Austin jumping. Just props to Kid Austin in the era where guys find a lot of reasons not to make a fight happen, and he's trying to find every reason to make it happen.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
Yeah.
It does. It seems like he's looking for every reason to make it happen.
And him being a guy who's starting at 35 against a guy in Shakur who started at 26.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a, like, he's more of a physical force in nature.
Would you say he quickly moved out of 26 though, or did
Shakur?
he? Yeah.
Yeah.
What
he
he
wasn't there. I mean, he
3
was there.
years at 3 years at 26, 2 years at
Yeah, about 3 years because he wins the title against Joet Gonzalez.
yeah. Then he moves right on up
moves
to 30.
goes to 30. Yeah, I think he may have defended that belt one. I gotta look
Yeah.
back.
So
But, yeah.
but I'm pointing that out to say,
Yeah.
you know, probably the game plan for him. Turn pro at 26, get you a couple belts, and then keep it moving. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
not necessarily live at 26
Right.
or you're a 26 pounder.
Right.
You're a fighter that can make 26. So go get some belts, establish yourself, and move your way up. You know
Right,
what I mean? So
right.
I think that's a little different from a NUA who's a literal little guy
Right.
moving up. You more so got, you know, he was a young fighter that was able to fit into a smaller weight class,
Right.
and now a mature fighter who's, I personally think he's like, you know, fitting very well into 135. We just haven't seen the best version of him yet.
Right. No, you're right. Like Oscar De La Hoya being a 130, 135, he's really a welterweight, just
Yeah.
taking advantage of his youth and boiling
Exactly.
down to a weight that he
Yeah.
can grab a couple belts and then settle in at his real weight class,
Yeah.
like Shakur, right? But still, I mean, at his age, he was a featherweight. At Kid Austin's age, Shakur was still a featherweight. So you would
Very true.
think there's a little physical advantage there because he's going to need a physical advantage to make up for the gap in skill and experience and seasoning.
Yeah.
And so that makes it an intriguing fight. I think Todd Grisham, who calls the fights on DAZN, he asked me after the Kid Austin fight, which he called, and what do you think? And I go, you know, he's a good, talented kid, but he's not ready. He's not ready for Stevenson or these guys. And he's like, well, you hardcore boxing guys look at it one way. I look at it another way, which is Shakur is not going to knock him out. So it's not like you're risking this kid getting knocked out. So if he's chomping at the bit, let him go. Let him fight. Maybe he pulls off an upset. So there is that. I think Stevenson would beat him by decision, but especially early, Kid Austin would be dangerous against Shakur because he don't know better. Like, he doesn't know how to lose. Some of that inexperience could work in his favor in that I don't know any better. And ignorance is bliss.
Absolutely, 100%. I agree with that 100%.
Right.
When you young, you don't know any better, and you keep trying it.
Right.
And when you got that kind of energy and you're young and you keep trying it, it might actually work one time.
Right.
You know, so yeah.
You might crack him and change the fight.
Yep. It's like a puppy dog. You know, the puppy is gonna do a little bit more than the older dog is gonna do, and it might be able to get off on the older dog. You know what I mean? So I think that's a good fight. I think it's not exactly on time for him, but for both fighters, especially for Shakur, who needs a relevant fight and name that kind of gets him back into people actually buying the thought of him being able to contend and even beat Tank. He needs a fight like this, you know?
Yeah, I actually love the fight. Even though I'm here saying Kid Austin's not really ready, but I love the fight because it's two undefeated guys in their athletic prime. Shakur is more in his overall boxing prime than Kid, but Kid is in his athletic prime. You know, speed and power.
Yeah.
I think this would be what we're getting if we ever had Porter versus Floyd. This is example. Sean be on his ass. He gonna be moving. Sean on his ass. He gonna be moving.
All right. I dig that.
But you know what kills me about Oscar? Oscar's funny. I don't know. But when Oscar was his age, didn't he fight like Julio Cesar Chavez or something like that?
He did.
So it's like,
he did.
What are you doing?
I just watched it
was
before
the
I got
handing
here.
of the torch.
So I'm just like, why are you trying to hold that kid back? For your businessman now? You're not a boxer
Julio
anymore?
was old.
Okay.
And Shakur is young.
Okay, is that what it was?
Yeah, that's a big difference there. Yeah,
Okay, all right.
Shakur was about 100 fights deep into it.
So these promoters just be lying, huh?
Yes.
Real quick,
You told
we
me
got
that before.
Yes.
we got Valdez and Navarrete too.
Who wants to see that?
It's going to be a good ass fight, though.
How?
It's gonna be a
They're
banger.
going to go to war.
It's gonna be a banger.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a banger.
Navarrete was fat his last fight. That gives Valdez, that opens the door.
That helps. Okay.
But Valdez has been in a lot of wars. A lot.
Yeah, I know. That's my problem with this.
What has he done since he knocked out Vergil? Has he done anything since he knocked out Vergil?
He beat Conceição.
Then got schooled by Shakur.
No shame in that.
And then he beat somebody else and then lost to Navarrete. I think.
Yep.
Like
Beat Liam Wilson.
Yeah, Liam was old.
Yeah.
Navarrete, right?
Yeah. No.
Valdez.
They both did.
Valdez.
I didn't see
both
Valdez.
Yeah, it just happened a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I missed that fight.
Yeah,
wow.
missed that.
Well, okay. Kind of making a believer out of me when it be
Why are you switching over to his side?
because
Nah, I got you.
yeah, you be Liam Wilson, okay?
He still got something.
Yeah, he still got something.
He had to dig pretty deep to come up with that one, though. How many times can Valdez keep digging deep?
Ain't, man.
And okay, so the problem for Valdez, I think he's cut from the old school cloth where the game retires you and you don't retire. I think he's that kind of fighter. Could be Saturday night against Navarrete, or maybe he's got one more in him against Navarrete, who since beating Valdez, and that was the best Navarrete ever looked, was when he beat Valdez, hasn't looked that good since.
Yeah, very true.
That fight.
Very true.
Had a draw with Conceição, lost, came in overweight against Baranchik and lost. So, maybe that opens the door. But the problem, again, is Valdez has been in a lot of wars himself. So if Navarrete's faltering a little bit, it's going to be harder for Valdez with all the wars he's been in to take advantage of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. And then the fight I'm more so interested in Espinoza versus Ramirez.
Yeah.
Man, that first one had me in tears. I couldn't believe the kid pulled this one off. So I'm excited to see what this second one looks like. Does Rabasi take it?
I think his game. Well, he told me heading into this fight that he had issues with his father.
He has some stuff going on. Yeah.
So he said he had a lot of shit going on.
Yeah.
And he got outthrown by 600 punches the first fight. Ant.
Oh wow.
Damn.
Espinoza threw over 900. He threw about 3,500.
Jeez.
But he was able to drop and hurt Espinoza because he's able to find openings in between all those shots. He's never gonna beat him punch for punch. He's got I think Ramirez has to fight for a knockout, which sounds funny as the Cuban gold medalist who's the better boxer fighting the all-out pressure Mexican fighter. But sometimes going for the knockout doesn't always mean front foot, pressuring the guy. He's got to go for the knockout in his own intelligent way, in his own style.
Find the holes.
He's got to find the holes and make his moments count and count big. Because he can't, this dude's too tall and throws too many punches to beat him round after round after round. He's going to have to fight for the knockout.
Yeah.
And be smart about it.
And you got to have good conditioning.
Yeah.
To be able to pull it off methodically like that. And I know he's still working with Coach Wade and Coach Wade's team. So that's good. He was working with Wade and his team ahead of this one, and it didn't work out. That first fight reminded me a little bit of Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, where it started out one way and then it shifted and ended a different way. It got very close, and then Espinoza closed out. You think it could look the same?
I think you got to give the edge to Espinoza.
Got to give it to Espinoza.
Because he's so damn big.
Yeah.
But maybe Ramirez can benefit with a tough weight cut.
Yeah.
Maybe he's so big that actually could work against him. But
yeah.
I feel like if Espinoza is healthy at the weight, that's a big guy who throws a lot of punches to slow down. And fighters from Mexico are tough. If you're banking on what I'm talking about, finding the holes and finding a way to knock this guy out, those guys are relentless. It's going to be tough, but it could be done. Ramirez could pull it. I give the edge to Espinoza, but Ramirez could find the mark and knock him out.
So that's next week on Top Rank in Phoenix, Arizona. Real quick before we get out of here, I want to touch on
Hitchins
Yufai.
Paro too, right?
Oh, sorry, my bad. Oh, that's on the Zone.
Yeah.
The Zone. Where they fighting at? Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico.
Yeah, they're in Puerto Rico. We got Hitchins versus Paro in Puerto Rico on Saturday.
Yes.
Go ahead, break this one down.
I want Ant's pick first. Who wins this fight? This is a tough fight to pick. So.
When this gets tough like this,
go with the brother.
I was trying to say what I was saying because they call me racist all the time. He didn't give me a minute. He didn't give me a minute. But that's what I'm gonna do.
When it gets tough like this.
Did you know what I was thinking too? No.
Oh, not till I looked at your face.
No,
y'all rewind it. Look at his face after you say it.
No, I have similar thoughts sometimes, including this fight.
Hold on. You can't say it.
No, yes, I can.
He can't say that. Can he say that?
It's a compliment. It's a compliment.
You picked the brother too? I thought you picked the white man.
When all things are even, I might have to edge it to the brother. But I don't know. I don't know about that in this case.
Is this the fight that push Hitchins over?
Yeah, it's the one that silent. Yeah, a lot of people he's feather-fisted. It's not the funnest to watch. He's in the shadow of the more accomplished, decorated American talents, Haney, Stevenson, etc. Guys that he's known since he was a kid. Now it's his turn to put up or shut up and join them. Join his peers that he feels like he's always belonged with those guys. This is his fight to prove it.
Yep.
So
IBF is on the line.
Yeah.
I have Hitchins winning this fight. They have the same work rate. Where people thinks that he may lack power, I think that speed makes power. Accuracy, he has that. He's got speed, he's got accuracy, and he's got a Paro that kind of comes straight in, will turn afterwards, but is a straight ahead kind of guy. So I think this fight, the promotion isn't built for Hitchins to win this fight. The promotion is actually built for, this is a 50-50 fight, which I really appreciate. The fact that this is,
more fights should be like
he's the A side, but simply because he's the world champion.
Right.
And I like that. I like that this is an overall 50-50 fight, and I think that Hitchins takes it.
Okay.
It's just funny that Ant said that when when that was almost the tiebreaker for me too. It's like, go with the long, fast, athletic black fighter. Give him that. Let's just say it quite.
That's the only reason.
But we can't make it that simple, right? That's reverse racism. Like, I don't know. But Liam Paro, though, at the same time, when I break down the fight, he has good balance. He has a good base to him.
Yeah, he does.
But you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And he's better in mid to close than Hitchins is. And he may not be a knockout puncher, but I think he punches harder than Hitchins. And Hitchins, if his counterpunching isn't on point, he could get worked over. Because I don't know if it's going to be enough in this fight, guys, for him to be quick in the center of the ring, turn him, reset. He's going to have to walk him into some shots, in between shots. If Hitchins thinks he could just take advantage of his length and speed in the center of the ring, get off, tie up when Paro gets to a certain distance and reset. That might not be enough against this guy because this guy has good balance. He has good fundamentals. Like you see, it's honestly my head.
I might pick Paro.
Yeah, my head wanted to go with Paro.
He might have more experience.
He went into Matias's backyard. Hitchins wasn't willing to do that. Regardless, rehydration,
just like
whatever.
that. I ain't messing with the black guy no more.
And Paro is experienced against this style a little bit from sparring against Stevenson and Haney in the gyms, and from what I've heard, had some decent days against them. I'm sure he had some days where he got his ears boxed off, but also I heard had some days where he did well. Montana Love, that kind of style.
Smoked him.
He smoked him. He figured it out. So there's some foreshadowing in his favor here.
Yeah.
He took the challenge Hitchins wasn't willing to take. He's seen this style before, whether it's in the gym or whether it was on fight night against Love.
Yeah.
He deserves to be the favorite.
Yeah.
Paro. It's 50-50. I really am either way. Maybe I'll just go with the brother. But it's 50-50.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
50-50 fight that I love. Make sure you guys check that out.
Who you picking?
Saturday night. I picked Hitchins already. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. I really like speed and quickness.
Hey, what that sound like?
Yeah, over a lot of things.
Over
Sound
grit.
like a black fighter. I got the white guy. Let's go, Paro.
Real quick on Yufai,
Yes.
Galal Yufai and Sammy Sonny Edwards.
Yeah.
Man, I hate to see Edwards go down like this.
Yeah, I think we all
Hate to see him go down.
the world boxer.
That was my guy.
Yeah,
That was my
world
guy.
boxer felt.
You can't, man. It's hard to jump back into the fray with top guys after you've been stopped by a top guy.
Yeah, I thought this was too soon for him.
Yep.
This fight was too soon for him. You know,
You could tell his confidence wasn't the same
it was
as it was when he was
because
undefeated.
of how hard that fight was.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you can't take on a world champion, lose that fight, and come back and fight another world champion. But when that fight is hard, when it's been taxing on the body, and anything that's taxing on the body is taxing on the mind, you just need time to kind of get back going. Took on another world-class fighter in Yufai. This is a domestic fight for them. So
Yeah.
I understood it entirely, and I think that probably was why he took the fight. Probably wanted to get into that space he feel he deserves to be in over there in England,
Right.
and he felt like he had to go through Yufai to get there. And man, I hate to see my guy go down.
Well, apparently he told one of the journalists, Rob Tebbett, Thursday before the fight, "This is my last fight." So,
Yeah.
His style, he likes to make you miss by just an inch and come back with something, despite not being a puncher. And he just didn't trust his moves in there.
Kept sliding out, and
Yeah,
it was like
yeah.
he wasn't just don't being him.
Yeah.
Kept sliding out. So yeah, timing was off. He was off. That's my dude, so I just wanted to shout him out real quick. And Yufai, I've been a fan of Yufai too. Watched him in the Olympics, and he's good. He has had his ups and downs too, but
You got to be a good boxer to win a gold medal, and now he showed us the front foot game against a former world champion who's slick on the back foot. So Galal Yufai's in bit. People want to see him in BAM.
yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
Hey, before we get out of here, is Earl Spence gonna Gary Russell us retire?
Gary Russell.
I don't think we see Earl Spence again.
You don't think we see Gary again?
Hot take from Ed.
I know Gary. I'm talking about Gary. No, I don't think Gary. I don't think it might be it for Earl Spence, bro.
Yeah,
It's been about a year and a half. About a year. It's over a year.
over a year.
It's getting to about a year and a half.
Yeah, year and a half.
Yeah, I don't think
You don't think he would even do a independent show in Texas to
Just
go,
go
to
out?
to get
yeah,
a
maybe
W?
something
And,
like that.
yeah.
Go out of here. But yeah, I just
Or he's fighting Sebastian Fundora.
you
on
guys.
pay-per-view,
I
so,
always hear you guys talk about
just-
like when people take beatings.
Yeah.
We've never seen a beating that bad that him and Haney took.
Yeah.
I don't know if those two guys ever be the same again.
Yeah,
I think
I hear you.
Crawford and Ryan Garcia took a lot out of the sport when they beat the way they beat those guys.
Hey,
think
listen, man.
Haney could recover. Spence is going to be tougher. He's older.
Most high performance cars that are really flashy, and they take a hit, they're totaled.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I can see that for Errol. He's done a lot already, and then that fight right there was really a totaling kind of crash for him. If he wants to come back, he will. I feel he will.
You feel he will?
I feel we'll see him next year. I feel we'll see him next year because he ain't never going out like that. That's his thing. He ain't going out like that.
Yeah, you mentioned Sean. Yeah, I forgot he had a bunch of Lero crashes.
Yeah.
Porter fight.
Yeah.
He been through some wars. Even Ugas fight wasn't easy.
Well, I mean, Haney too. Haney is a fast car,
Yeah.
very slick, and ran into one. You know what I mean? Those cars are usually totaled. You know what I mean? Based on how they perform and what they're all about, you don't recover those. You get a new one. You know what I mean? So while we're seeing it's taking a long time for Devin to come back, he should have been recovered by the time he comes back, okay. And been a new version of himself.
I'll keep saying that. Sandor Martin or Jack Catterall for Haney. I don't think I saw maybe a Lopez fight may or may not have been negotiated. I feel kind of bad talking about I feel bad about Ennis earlier now because I may have prefaced it all on shit that wasn't even real. But anyways, that's
hey, listen, you was prefacing it on what you saw.
The shit wasn't real from the start, obviously.
Right.
So,
but Haney, I think, again, like, I'm happy that for his sake that the Lopez fight isn't going through. He's not fight Catterall or Martin, non-punchers who are good and where you could get hit and recalibrate and not, have to, like you saw with Sonny Edwards and with Galal Yufai. Don't fight an aggressive guy who's coming to get the knockout. I don't think that's the right style to come back against when you come back from a beating.
PTSD.
Yeah. So
you feel, and we'll end on this, but do you feel like PBC and Prime held some things away from us so that they can do something big this coming year?
No.
Or do you think they just were struggling to make fights?
I think that's more likely.
Well, everybody's healthy now because ain't nobody been working. So this should be a big good year for PBC and Amazon Prime.
How many fights you want to see people in?
Man, I'm glad you asked me because I want to see Haney at least twice next year.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's not PBC. I want to see Tank at least twice next year.
Okay.
We need God, we need him at least twice next year. Like you say, win, lose, or draw. Yeah. It's gonna be a great fight with Lamont. All these guys just need to be busy, make your money, stay healthy, and fight. This is why you're here.
Why don't Shakur and Haney say F Tank and let's fight?
Shakur and Haney, F Tank and fight each other?
Yeah.
I love that.
I feel like that just went out the window. Nobody's talking about it.
It's a bit much, I think, for could be good timing for Shakur. Could be good timing for Shakur, but Haney's big. Even at 140, he a big dude at 140.
Maybe Shakur and taking to finish off next year. If I know. But if he gets the Kid Austin fight and beats Kid Austin,
we need Boost 3 times next year.
Yeah.
I think most fighters should be fighting 3 times next year.
Who else you need 3?
Is it too much to ask for Benavidez and Morel? Everybody should fight 3 times next year, damn it. Everybody. You tell me how that don't make sense.
Yeah, because they fight top of the year.
Yeah.
So when you come back, Sean, what you give? May?
You will get 2 out of the winner.
You will get 2.
You will get 2.
Yeah, you're right. Loser's going to go away for a while.
Yeah.
Realistically, 2 months to train. The fight, 1 month off. So if you're February,
then you should be back by August.
May, you should be back by August. And then if you back by August, you should be back by December.
Caleb Plant. I need to see Caleb back in the ring.
Caleb.
Edgar, stop ducking Caleb. Because he called Caleb. He called Edgar out every day. I feel like it.
Yes.
Every day.
He be ducking it. He be ducking it. Edgar be ducking the hell out of Caleb.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah, he be ducking the hell out
Twitter,
of Caleb.
on X,
yeah, he bought his
he showed DMs they had. And then everyone's like, yeah, Caleb cooked you in this exchange. And then he took him down.
Yeah, he bought his domain and everything, his website.
He bought his domain too?
Yeah.
Edgar bought Caleb's domain.
No, Caleb bought Edgar's.
He tends
Caleb
to do
is
that.
a beast. I've been wanting to get him on the show. Real quick, before we get out of here, motivation. Be careful, y'all. If you're not careful, if you're not paying attention, your life will end up repeating itself, and you'll be in a cycle. Get out of the cycles of repeating the bad behaviors, the bad natures that you have been in. The only way you can do that is becoming more self-aware. The motivational message today is be self-aware and don't be aware of other people. Be aware of yourself so that you don't repeat the bad behaviors, the bad actions, the bad activities, all those sorts of things. The object of life is to become better. That's why we have tomorrow. Don't focus on yesterday. Focus on today and tomorrow. Become better. Stop repeating your bad habits. This is the PorterWay.